I should start talking now, won't I? Because my microphone was mute. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are in the world today. Welcome to the leg 7 of the Amelia Earhart Memorial flight around the world. First thing this morning, turned on my computer, mixer had lost all my settings again. So please shout out if the game sounds too loud, too low. My voice is horribly too loud, too low. Oh, what a nightmare. So hopefully you can all hear me okay, and hopefully the microphone's not going to completely drown out the game, because I can't get it all right. So we're here today, starting in Maturin in Venezuela, where we arrived last week. And today we are headed south towards Paramaribo, which at the time was in Dutch Guiana, is now Suriname. It's around about 520, 535 miles, depending which way the crow flies we go. And we're starting off today in the sun, very briefly, before we change the weather to heavy rain, because that's what it was back on the 3rd of June 1937. So we're going to try and recreate it. But the reason that I've started in the sun is I've got a little semi reveal for everybody. As you know, I'm flying the Mooney, the M20R. I had been using default liveries because there's no Electra in the game, which was predominantly a silver aluminium skin with red accents. So today I'm pleased to announce and show off the Amelia Earhart tribute livery that has been designed for me by our very own and very talented Gibbo Island. And after the stream tonight, it will be available as a free download to everybody if they would like to use it from the twotonemurphy.com download section. So without further ado, so I don't coo on too much, because I love it, I think it's great, I'm just going to hop outside and give you a quick view of what the aircraft now looks like. So here we are in all its shiny goodness. So Gibbo has done a fantastic job putting a aluminium skin livery to the aircraft, and the wings and stabilizer edges are absolutely beautifully edged in a dark red, and I think it looks absolutely stunning, especially in the sun with the light that goes off of it. It is just incredible, and you can see all of the rivets and everything. So after we finish tonight, you shall be all, if you want to have a copy and fly along with me, grab yourself a copy tonight and fly along, and we can all be shimmering silver in the sky. So a great thank you to Gibbo Island for his generosity and time in producing this for me. He's made my week. Absolutely made my week, and it's fantastic. So I don't know if you can hear me echoing at all, but probably my mic. Thank you, Gibbo. Look at it though, isn't she absolutely beautiful? Look at her. Good morning, Salulator. How are you doing? So before we kick off and change it to rain, let's have a think about what happened on that day back in 1937. Remember when they flew from San Juan in Puerto Rico last week, they were trying to get to Paramaribo on that leg, but decided to cut it short and land at Carapito. Obviously Carapito doesn't have an airport anymore anywhere, so we've landed at Maturin, which is the next town over. So we're today heading from Carapito Maturin, and we're going to fly to Paramaribo. We cut across land a little bit and then out to sea a little bit, and then finally come in to Paramaribo on runway 11, which is the preferred runway of landing at that airport. We're going to be flying at, you will be able to download that livery after the stream finishes tonight, Brian, and I've uploaded it. So I've prepared it all. and it'll be available after the stream, and I'll post on Discord. So we're going to be flying around about 8,000 feet. I will set the cloud ceiling to around 5,500 because that's what it was on the day. Yeah, I see. I can make it loud, but you might pick up everything in my house, which is crikily crazy. So let me try one more thing. As I say, I lost everything this morning. So all my settings and all my balance was completely shocking. How about that? I mean, I really can't put it up too much more. It'll be better when I can move my microphone to my face on a stand, but my stand won't fit to my desk. Oh, crackers, huh? Right, so having shown that all off, we're going to head out runway 6, which is off to our left. We'll get this bird fired up, but let's first change to WPP, heavy rain. We're not going to have loads of wind because it wasn't windy, but it was pretty wet. So this is looking pretty revolting, right? So, and I need to change the upper level of the clouds because it was only at 5,500. Let's make that. It's a shame I can't quite make it historic weather. But that should give us something to get away with. What a revolting morning, hey guys. Yes, I'm not going to fly on live because I'm following the diaries that she wrote, and she didn't mention anything about lightning. She just mentioned heavy rain and misty. So that's what I'm going to start with today. When we get about 200, 300 miles out, we're going to change it to few clouds because it all cleared up as they got around Georgetown. So let's get the machine fired up. So get myself into a seat, make sure everything's done there. Just check that I have done the fuel, so we're for 100% fuel like they were. So this is a picture here of Amelia and Fred watching the Electra get refueled when they landed in Carapito. And I also have a picture of Amelia just checking out the cockpit with the Standard Oil Company employee that looked after the aircraft while it was there. And that awful is lovely, isn't it? You can put rain, but I'm going to do heavy rain because they said it was absolutely chucking it down. And this was a quick picture of the Electra getting ready to depart Carapito before the rain just kicked in. So we shall get underway very shortly. Hopefully we'll get above the clouds, as Amelia says. Behind every cloud the sun is shining, and she actually wrote that in her diary on this leg of the flight. So one of her greatly known quotes. So we'll get the battery on. We are in. Let's get the boost pump on. Mixture's rich, propellers forward, crack the throttle. We shall clear prop. I'll get soaked. Clear prop. Oh, it is raining, isn't it? Good morning, cold in Minnesota. Absolutely. So, yeah. So, some great stuff out there you can find about this flight. Good morning to you. I might have to contact you about a mixer because this software one is killing me. Right, so beacon light is on, taxi light was on, nav light can come on. Let's get the audio. The avionics are on. Oh, this is going to be revolting. Okay, so our cruise altitude we're going to aim for is 8,000 today. Get us out over the clouds. Yep, okay, so I am using the WPP heavy rain setting. I've set the altitude of the cloud to finish at 5,500 feet. I got the seat alright as well too, so hopefully I've done that alright. If not, I'll have to tweak it when I go above. I spent too much time messing with sound settings rather than weather settings, I'm afraid, so please forgive me. Right, okay, so we'll try and find the taxi line, which is just ahead of us. I'll turn that off for now because it really does bing in my ear. There is a taxi line just up here. Well, it was in the wet. Captain Arash, good afternoon. Oh, good morning to you. Because you're in Canada, aren't you? So, hey, good to see you. So we're heading just to runway 06 at Maturin. It's going to be vile. So I think we pass some buildings up here, follow the taxiway round, and we'll find runway 06. So today we are flying from Maturin in Venezuela, and we're heading to Paramaribo in Suriname. So that's Sierra, I can't remember, Sierra Victor Mike Tango to, oh, I've lost all my settings, oh no. To so Sierra Mike Zulu Oscar. Okay, so let's go over here to runway 06. Perhaps I'd be a good girl for once and do a quick run up. So. Okay, so let's get RPMs up to about 2,000. Okay, so magneto left. Small drop. And back. Now right, same small drop, so that's good. Just quickly check our control. So, ailerons, stabilizers, rudder, all free and clear. Passengers have been given a pre-flight check briefing, doors are locked. Bring the power down. Let's make sure I'm at the fullest tank for takeoff, and yeah, I think Twitch's timer's broken. Okay, so we're good. Let's wander out onto the runway, and we'll head off. Looks like we've got a bit of a crosswind. Yeah, it looks like we've got about 6 knot crosswind. So first thing I'm going to do is get some right rudder in there. Lights up there. Okay, good. Is that a van? Or is that an aircraft? Oh, it's an aircraft. Cool, right. Right then, it's green smoke 420 HD. Should just poodle around the side and start my roll. Right. Goodbye, Maturin. So just give it a bit of a stun, just so I don't aquaplane. So airspeed is alive. There's something weird with the Cytec rudder pedal since the update. I think they're slightly oversensitive, so I'm having to very gently manipulate them, otherwise I'll wobble like crazy. Okay, and there we go. So we have positive rate of climb, gears can come up. It's going to be quite hard to see you all guys as we go up, so I'd like to get up and out of the clouds as quickly as we can. We have loads with us today. Crikey, Dangerous Brian, see you later. Druid Zeus, Tarnish, Viper Strike, Happy Joe P, Green Smoke, Steve Solo, fantastic. Okay, so I'm just going to pull off the power a little bit so I don't overstress her as I go. So I'm going to take a slight turn to the right. Let's do a very gentle bank, make sure the nose is up. So this is historic weather, Captain Arash. On the day, it was really awful. It was really, really, really awful on the day. So let's get this turned up to get up to 1,000 feet per minute. As we cut towards, I just need to check that. And I want to be about a 134 track, so start to lean the engine as it comes back a bit. Let's pull back the manifold pressure, keep the RPMs about 225 as we climb out. So yeah, they started off in really bad weather. Yeah, the Moon is an incredible aircraft. She'll slow down as we climb. Yeah, so I've been trying to use the weather as much as her diaries have said, but some of them are really light, so it'll just be it rained. But the journey across from Natal to Dakar was pretty well detailed, so we have a bit of that. So here we come out of the main gloop, which is fantastic. So rain clouds hung thick around Carapito as we left on the morning of June 3rd. We played hide and seek with showers until we better forgot so scenery and climbed through the clouds, an altitude of 5,000 top at the highest peak, so it's probably around right. 174 normal, 190 max, but we'll probably be doing around 150 once we get to cruise. And that'll probably be about 2,200 RPM, 20 inches of manifold pressure, and around 1,400 degrees for engine temperature, or exhaust gas temperature. And then that will see us pretty much through. Hopefully you're making it all through the murk, guys. So we've got Papa Joe B, Viper Strike, Floyd Drix B, Dangerous Brian, Goblin, See You Later, Tarnish, Green Smoke, Skydive Man. Loads of you have turned out today. Thank you, guys. So a bit of the sun is sort of slightly above us. Somewhere up there is the sun. So she said probably I've got the next cloud level too high. Probably too thick. Ah, you're in the Trinidad, lovely. No Super Typhon, I won't. So, on the 80th anniversary of her flight, there was another memorial flight that went around the world in a specially adapted Mooney Ovation. So, it was adapted to have 200 litres of fuel. So, what we'll do is we'll use 200 litres of fuel. I can't set it to 200, but we'll use 95 gallons, and then we'll use as much as we can, and then we'll do another 95 gallons, and that should get us all the way over, because it did the real thing. So that's how we plan to roll this. The point that we're going across the Atlantic is the narrowest point between Brazil and Africa, so we should make it. Even the Nadal she looks lovely. So yeah, 200 gallons is what it has, rather than, sorry, I'm in Europe, so I talk in litres. I keep forgetting that it was gallons. So it's 200 gallons of fuel. The Electra that obviously Amelia flew had 600 gallons, so we can't quite recreate that. How's everyone's weekend been? It was a crazy evening yesterday, flying with the 4 streamers, CDL, Forder Learn to Fly, Two-Toe Murphy and CDL in the, 100 odd Spitfires or something, or 100 odd people flying around, and over 50, nearly 60 Spitfires. Cracking evening. I even didn't die. What's good? I mean, I actually landed twice without losing it completely, and or wing striking, which was not a great look, I must confess. So I was really quite pleased with myself in the end, but I got there early, so Murph didn't catch my landing. Never mind. 120, it's a cracker, isn't it? How cool was that although? Right, so now let's get that RPM down to about 220. We're now at cruise height. Manifold pressure can sit at 20, and we can now switch tanks. So we're going to be switching tanks every 5 gallons. So my cloud settings today, Papa Joe, I'm using WPP heavy, but the cloud that we had topped out at 5,500 feet. I have another cloud layer that's above us. I was thinking about getting rid of those, to be honest, and then have some nice blue skies above us, but it's hard to know. She said it cleared up as it got towards Georgetown. I did have a hat on. Can't show it right now because if I take it off, my hair will go all crap and messy. But yes, I had a pilot's hat and I was flying along with it on. Didn't have any goggles. I must get some goggles, but yeah, I had the hat on. So I think that was all of us, right? We all had hats on. Okay, so 478 miles to Ketil, which is a waypoint that should take us roughly on course for the runway when we get there. So, see how you're all doing behind us. And this is where I get to test out all the sounds. It's probably a 3.5 hour-ish flight. Yeah. So next week's is hideous. Next week's flight is around about 10.5. About 10.5, I reckon. Because we'll be flying from Paramaribo in Suriname to Fortaleza in Brazil, where they spent a rest day, and then the next flight's like 100 miles. So it's not too bad. So I'll probably do a quick flight in the middle of the week to do that hop to Natal and then be ready for next Saturday. So I'll probably be starting really early because I don't want to overrun Colonel Falk's stream on Saturday night. Actually, he doesn't have one on Saturday night, does he? So that's okay. It's Sunday he has one. So anyway, I might start that a bit early because 10 hours from 2 o'clock will take it to midnight and I'll be dead. So I might start around 10 o'clock UK. Not going to be very much to see because it's 1,737 miles over the sea in pitch black in the rain. So it's going to be a flight sponsored by Red Bull and intravenous coffee. So please tell me if this is too low, or too high. I'm going to put some music in while we're all getting under our way. So we have Captain Arash with us today, and I don't know if any of you know, but Captain Arash is also doing a crazy round the world trip, but he's doing it in a Cessna 172, streams 3 days a week, and it's really quite fun to watch. Hey Draco, good morning, welcome. So, you know, pop over and give Captain Arash a follow and see if you can catch some of his. Say later, rain's fine. Obviously I've set it because it's more close. You're very welcome, Captain Arash. No, I sit and watch your streams while I'm at work, so I like listening to you. So if people are into crazy long journeys, we're both on one, right? My shout out to Oz Flight Sim, it didn't work properly. Sorry, Oz. I will correct that and see if I can get it working as we're flying along. But Oz is in the stream this morning, which is great to see. Thank you for popping along to see me. Is the music too quiet or too loud? Hey Murphy, happy Sunday. Hope you've recovered from tasty beverages. I'm sure you must have had a few after last night's fantastic work. Great. Okay. I mean, obviously some of the live stuff will become loud, but great to see you, Murphy. I'll need the toothpicks next week. Yeah. Well, and the week after. Purely planning, Captain Arash. She wasn't going to let really anything stop her. When they did stop, it was either because they had to do things to the aircraft or they had to take a rest. But generally, the day they decided to go, they would go. Because what a lot of people won't realise is that before she set off, she sent members of the Women's Air Service Corps to all the different locations to prepare for her arrival, so that everything was good and ready for them. So she flew through everything, which is probably why she didn't arrive where she meant to at Howland Island, because the headwind was incredibly strong, and I think they underestimated the impact of that, and they tried to overcome that by climbing to over 10,000 feet, which burnt even more fuel than they had intended. So I think that when they were right upon the location and the Itasca was listening to their radio signals, I think if they hadn't expended that additional fuel burn because of the headwind and the 10,000 feet climb, I think that they might have actually found it. Hey, ailerons into wind. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I woke up again at 5 o'clock this morning to take more painkillers, so I don't know if it's gone completely, but I've hit it with everything. I've had a migraine for 3 days, so push through it, right? Good to see you. Did you get the Just Flight Piper? And if you did, do you like it? Because I know you're an Arrow 3 fan. This group does look familiar, doesn't it? And we've got a load of fireflies flying with us this morning. So we've got Gobbin out front in the Trinidad, Papa Joe B, Steve Solo, Voidrix B, is that Gibbon? Draco, Dangerous Brian, See You Later, Viper Strike, Tarnish. Got a good group with us this morning. Time to change tanks. And we've got a bit of a sort of... You're getting ready for rental power, are you? Cough, cough. It's the rental mode. But, as you see, for anyone who's just joined us, we're flying along in a Lockheed Electra 10E inspired livery that's been wonderfully designed for me by Gibbo, and will be available to everyone to download after the stream tonight. So I'm really proud of it. It looks lovely in the sun. The glint is fantastic. Did you get woken up early, Murph, by Mrs. Two-Tone watching rugby at, was it 2:30? Okay, it's about 2 hours 27 to Kaitorn and about 10 minutes or so from there. About 440 odd miles to go, so about 535 in total. And when we get to the end of this, we're into the 26,000 miles to go. But, so yeah, this is where this is like the precursor to all the long legs. So we'll have a big long leg across Africa from Dakar to Khartoum, and then from Khartoum to the Red Sea all the way over to Pakistan, and Pakistan all the way over to Delhi, and then cutting down across Indonesia into Australia at Darwin, and then from Darwin to Lae in Papua New Guinea, and then from Lae to the longest leg, which is, I think it's 2,725 miles. So that's going to take a long time. Woof, and there we go. Whoa, some flying. Nice guys. 3 coffees later, yeah. No worries, Captain Arash. Enjoy your breakfast. So that's our route today, which is cutting across into Guyanas and then out over the sea just before Georgetown, around about there, around Paramaribo, Suriname. We'll change the weather to a few clouds. Will do, Gibbo. Some breaks in the cloud. Oh, some nice flying there, guys. Look at that. Super duper stuff. Make sure I grab some pictures as we fly. Yeah, I'm trying to preserve my fuel as much as I can, Goblin, so that certainly for the bigger legs that I have to go. So as we see through the gaps in the clouds, she could see jungle. Well, we're not seeing much of that. My airspeed, Brian, is about 155 It's because we've got a slight cross tailwind. So I'm doing 155 indicated, 183 ground. Remembering the Electra could only really go about 150, 160, so... No problem, Goblin. It's not a problem at all. Got plenty of hours to fly, so... It did look like a hole in like a hurricane, didn't it? Like the eye. And as always, guys, because these are pretty long flights, make sure that you stretch your legs. Let Sperry do the hard work for a little bit. Sperry was the name that Amelia gave to her autopilot, or her auto gyro pilot. I want to go to the Seattle Museum of Flight. They've actually got an original one there, so I'd like to go and see that. They've also got the Electra there. Not the Electra, but the one they used in the film Amelia. That's out there. So yeah, the skin's great, isn't it, Dangerous Brian? So, you know, if you hop on over to twotonemurphy.com and go to the download section, you'll find it there. It's already there for you guys. But I wanted one flight where I was the only one that had it. But Gibbo's done some great work and he did it for free for me, so I'd like to make sure everyone else can have it too. 2 gallons before we need to change tanks. Everything's all in the green. Except my oil temperature's a little bit high. Take care, Oz. Sleep well, and I'll catch you your stream during the week. Take care, and thank you for coming along. Really appreciate it. How many more legs? I think I've got 18. 18 more. There's a couple in there where I double back. I double back because they double back. So we will do that too. But they're like a couple of 100 miles each flight, so we'll probably do a there and back in one. And we'll explain why they did that as we go through.
I didn't catch that.
Oh, watch, you are terrible. So yeah, rain clouds hung thick over Carapito and a rain poured down as we left on the morning of June 3rd. We flew over jungles towards the coast, then played a bit of hide and seek with showers, and then we forgo that scenery and climb up through the clouds into fair weather, an altitude of 8,000 feet, topped all but the highest woolly pinnacles. So not quite the same, but it's close. In such manoeuvres lies a recurrent delight of flying. Often one can find the weather wanted at one level or another. As on this and many other days, the pilot sees the rain slant against the land below. Horizontally, distant views are blotted out. Sometimes the climb is greater, sometimes it cannot top the towering formations of storms, but no matter whether separated by ice, snow, rain, cold grey mist, the pilot knows the wall card motto is meteorologically true. Behind the clouds, the sun's still shining. The next we're landing. KETIL is just a waypoint. It's SMZO, I believe. I think. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sierra Mike Zulu Oscar, which is in Paramaribo in Suriname. You're welcome, Gibbo. How many of the earthbound realise the relative nearness of sunlight above the cloud coverings? How many even know that perhaps 3,000 feet above the grey, dank world that my plane and I may emerge into sunlight over a billowy sea of clouds stretching away into a blue infinity? So her diaries were... she used to write them while Sperry was flying. How are we doing back there, guys? We have Gibbo, Drews, Viper Strike in the front there, the Steve Solar and Skydive Man, the green smoke nicely formed up behind me. Oh, and a nice break there, guys. Whoa, lovely. Fabulous. Really good. And we've got Gibbo Ireland, Papa Joe B, Dangerous Brian, See You Later, Tarnish, Roger B, Goblin Zeus. Someone's very... Draco. Draco's coming up with his firewall. Okay, 2 gallons until we need to change over. Fantastic diamond, guys. Kasaki Flyer, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. Thanks for popping in. As you can see, I'm being escorted by the fireflies. We're on our way to Paramaribo in Suriname, and we've got a few hours to go. About 2 hours 25, give or take. and we're approximately 8,000 feet and tracking 132 degrees towards Ketil, which is a waypoint which will turn us in towards the runway at Paramaribo. I've been trying to practice that word all week because I fall over it all the time. It's been everything from Paramaribo to Parambo, Parambo and Paramaribo. Yeah, I woke up with my headache still not gone about 5 o'clock this morning and sat and watched a streamer called Arctic Turn, who I competed against with last week on CDL's What the Flock channel quiz show, and he's based in Venezuela and was flying around, so that was quite interesting, and he was absolutely perfect with all of the names and everything, so he'll be watching this later and going, oh, she's murdering it. Hope everyone's having a great Sunday. I'm certainly having a better Sunday now my head's not absolutely pounding. My voice is really, really loud. Suddenly thought I'd listen to the stream mix, and sorry guys, it's really loud, sorry. But I can't seem to get it right. Look at you all. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, I'm really going to be looking forward to the Thunderfly's aerobatics display. Hey, Gibbo! We'll better check my tanks. 1 gallon to go. No, I thought it was a lot quieter, Bot Panda, because I was listening into my mix, and my voice isn't quite as loud. So if I'm yelling down the mic, please let me know, guys, because when I switched to the stream mix, it nearly blew my ears off. But as soon as I can get a stand to put this on and get it up close to my mouth, I'll be able to work better with it. Get it in its shock mount and everything, so it doesn't hear my mouse moving and stuff. Okay, 40 gallons. Time to change the tanks. Change it to left. Checking my map to see where we are. So we'll change the weather when we get to around about Mabaruma. Which is in about 130 nautical. actually, about 100 nautical, give or take. Hello, hello, Catbat, also known as Nummage Bummage. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. I hope you're having a great weekend. So I'm being escorted by the Fireflies. Yeah, we've got Steve Solo and his friend who joined us recently, and really nice flying guys. Yeah, well, if you're going to fly with me next week, it's nearly 11 hours. So lots of moving around then, guys, so that you don't get too numb. So I might as well share some things while we're flying for people who've just joined. So it's a picture of the aircraft being refueled at Carapito. That's Amelia in the short shirt. With Fred Noonan, and there we've got someone from the Standard Oil Company with his oil can. The aircraft taking off, and we'll show the last one when we get there. Couldn't find any newspaper articles for this leg. There are some for the next one, but didn't seem to be any at all. It was just a radio announcements. And there's Catbat. And I don't know if you can see Catbat, but we are flying a special livery today, which has been beautifully designed by Gibbo Ireland, and is available for download on the twotonemurphy.com website in the download section. But it's a special Amelia Earhart tribute livery, as it's based on the Electra. So if you all want to have a copy, please feel free to download it and use it away. But it looks beautiful in the sun, so when we get to the point where I'll change the weather, we should be able to see it a little bit more. But you can see it's an aluminium skin with red highlights on the wing edges and the stabilizer edges. So it doesn't really shine until the sun's on it. Oh no, Draco! But you can see there's a shine. It's a beautiful aluminium colour. So it won't be too long, and then we'll turn the light on. But it's pretty much like the Electra was. hope you can see that, guys. But that's a picture of the Electra in its beautiful colours that was used in the film Amelia, where Hilary Swank played Amelia Earhart. So that's what the the livery that Gibbo has done is based on. So with the accents, obviously we've only got one rudder, whereas the Electra had two. Yeah, he's done a fantastic job. And in the sun, she's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, the map was crazy yesterday. So many aircraft on it, right? You can see the light from the aircraft glistening over the aluminium. So beautiful. Look at it. Isn't that good? So checking 43 on the left, 40 on the right. So all good still. I do have a map of the whole journey. The entire flight plan is posted on Two-Tone Murphy's community live streams channel, but yes, I have. Yeah, it's all mapped out. There's an entire flight plan as well. Let me see if have I got the map. Have I got the map that I can show you now? Yeah, I can. So this is the entire journey map. So you can see we started over in Oakland and we flew down to Burbank where the Electra was built, and then from Burbank we flew to Tucson, Arizona, where the left engine caught fire, and then from Tucson to New Orleans to Miami, where the actual trip started proper, and then we flew from Miami down to San Juan in Puerto Rico, and then last week we flew from Puerto Rico to Maturin in Venezuela, and then we're going from obviously Venezuela down to Paramaribo in Dutch Guyana, Suriname, then into Brazil, then a little hop to Natal, and then it's across the sea to Dakar, although you'll find out we don't get there first, and then it's across Africa, the Middle East, India, Indonesia, and then back across the Pacific, where we will finish in San Francisco, but we'll make a special stop on Howland Island before then. So there will be a download for everybody, which is the Howland Island scenery that will add the island waypoint and POI to the map, and it's got some custom scenery on there of the Earhart light, which was the monument that was put there to Amelia and Fred, as well as a sign that's on the beach there, with a signature on the back, which is mine, which is fantastic, and it was designed and done by our very own Jefferson 2001. So you know, some fantastic people in this community, all, you know, contributing to making things great. You know, There's just the little things, you know. I've just been beaming all week because of this skin that Gibbo did for me. I mean, I've just been over the moon and showing it off to non-people involved in the community. So, brilliant. Oh, still got the map up. Sorry, guys. Cat Bear, you are wonderfully lovely, and thank you. That's really kind of you. Thank you. Thank you. Right, 40-43, still good. And map-wise, so Steve Solo, Madge C88, Tarnish, Mossman, Bit Monster, and Tortuga. Welcome to your subscription, kindly donated by CatBat9. That's really kind of you. Enjoy your special badge. Emotes will come as we unlock them. I think I've got a whole one at the moment, but we do have some tier badges, which you may note. The first one is a paper airplane. I was trying to think of simple things, and it all works up. So paper airplane, there's a kite, a little aircraft, an airplane, and a fighter. And then I'll have to think about it. Absolute legend, Catbat. We have Two-Tone Murphy with us now. Welcome, Murph. Welcome to the madness. It's a shame we can't see it, but we've just passed over the Delta Amaracura. We're changing the weather soon. Thank you, Majesty. Thank you. Hope you're having good fun in Sky Park. That's really good, that is. I like it. I see you, Kazaki Flyer. Not so far, Catbat. of course, if you want to download the flight plans, they're in the community live streams channel on Two Tone Murphy's Discord. And if you're new to the channel, join up me and all the other Fireflies, where we congregate, help each other, and have a great deal of fun in Flight Sim. So a big thank you to the people for watching and flying along. We've got Catbat 9, Goblin Zeus, Floydrix, Mad C8, Kazaki Flyer, Dangerous Brian, Tarnish, Gibbo Island, Adventure 494, Two Tone Murphy, Rad Pilot Randy, Stairway to Bacon, Draco Sensei, See You Later, Bort Panda, Oz Flight Sim will be in earlier, has now gone to sleep, Ailerons into In, Captain Arash, a fellow round the worlder, Papa Joe B, Super Typhon, Steve Solo, Bosman, Cold in Minnesota, Vibe Strike, Oishi Saru, and Diedrich RSA. Thank you for coming along and joining me on this journey. And thank you to the kind gifts, subs by Catbat. That's really kind. I missed some follows earlier, so Naughty Gnome followed, Green Smoke 2791 and Shuffle Shoes. I wish my alerts would go off. I'm so sorry guys, I don't mean not to say thank you, but thank you for following, really appreciate it. Too far more and we can get some change in the weather. No problem at all, Cold in Minnesota. I'm going to be flying for weeks yet, so at least another 18 on this journey. So I'm sure there'll be one you'll be able to come along on one. I'm flying again next week on Saturday. Changed this week so that we didn't overrun into the 4-streamer Spitfire special yesterday, which was a lot of fun. Just keeping it. About 14 nautical, and we'll start changing the weather because it cleared up. I think you're going with some big and bold or few clouds. Big and bold might be quite nice. Because they were like towering peaks. It's weird, all those CDDs. It might be worth in the support channel just getting a list of who's using MSFS store flight sim and those that are on Steam, just to see if it's because I've had them and I'm on the store. I just wondered if there was a prevalence. Yeah, he is, right? Yeah, I forgot about that. It's a shame. Yep. See you. Okay. Tank change. Right tank. Okay, so I'm still doing about 155 indicated and 183 ground. We're tracking 132 degrees. Yeah, to be honest, it really feels like a software conflict. I mean, I had one just over a week or so ago, and that was in the coherent draw DLL, and that was the first time I'd had that. Yeah, so, do you know what? I hate things that are random. I know that in software nothing's random, but it always feels so random. Yeah. So we'll change the weather around 300 nautical to go. So about 16 miles. We'll change the weather up so we can get some lookouts. I'll tell you what would be really nice was a weather system where you can set what the weather you want it to be over. I mean, obviously with live weather you get that, but it still jumps in sometimes. It doesn't neatly transition, but it would be nice if you could say, for so long of the flight I want this setting and this, and after so long I want that, and then basically all transitions into one after the other. That would be nice, because it does appear rather violently at times, especially if you go from one meteorological condition to another, and as we'll see, the plane will bobble about and jump. I don't know, Draco. I mean, until this or last week, I was only running one monitor and still getting them. Now, I am running two monitors, but not the game on two monitors. I've got a portrait monitor to my side with all my chat and everything. Oh, this is amazing. I'm so glad you all come along to fly and keep me company. It looks brilliant. Hey Darren, how are you doing? Have you landed? Because I saw you were cruising in the Comet earlier. You know, I totally follow and watch your streams in the Comet. One day we'll have a Darren stream. So about 5 miles and we'll change the weather so it's a bit more scenic and we can show off the Gibbo livery. So I don't know if you've seen, Darren, but I'm sporting a new livery today which Gibbo Island has done for us, which is based on the Electra, the Amelia Earhart flew, which is basically an aluminium skin with red highlights on the wings and rudders. It looks beautiful in the sun. Absolutely beautiful. So you're heading to Rio, right? So you're sort of heading towards us, but different direction. So we're heading towards Brazil, but we won't quite get there today. Yeah. So the Mooney, the Amelia Earhart inspired livery is a free download on twotonemurphy.com/downloads. So if you want a copy, wander over, ramble over and get a copy. So you sacked the pilots who fell asleep on their night flight. Scotland. Splasher6, how are you doing? Lovely to see you. Thank you. The wonderful work of Gibbo Ireland, who kindly donated his time and to do this special livery for the memorial flight for me. I'm just over the moon. So very pleased. I've been smiling about it all week and showing it off. So sack them and suspend them without pay. But yeah, it's all free to download over on twotonemurphy.com. And I hope you enjoy it. So it's lovely. I mean, obviously I can't fly the Electra because it's not in the game. But it's lovely. I mean, you can't see it really, but when we get the sun on it in a little bit, the shine is beautiful. When we've been flying along, you can see behind Gibbo Island's lights shimmering on my wing right there. and then you can see the other aircraft that's coming over the nose and on the roof. So, beautiful. And look at that light moving across the tail, the stabilizer, and the wings. Nice one, Gibbo. Showing it off. And there's Gibbo showing off. He's got it too. Nice, guys. Oh, look at you. All the breaking off. Oh. You're crazy good, guys. Crazy good. I can fly, but I can't do this formation stuff like you guys. I must get my VR on and practice. So where are we at? Right, let's get that weather change. So, oh, what are we going to do? Should we try big and bold? Might look good. Ready for some bouncing? Look at her. Isn't she just glorious? I do need a vintage newsreel, but look at her. Just look at that. How wonderful is that? Fantastic job, Gibbo. Absolutely stunning. I love it. Where are your sunglasses? Yeah, you'll need it for the shine, right? Look at her with the sun on it. No, well, that's what the Wasps were. They were obviously sent around to maintain the aircraft. It did lose some of its shine on the journey, but I'm not losing any of the shine on this. But she's gorgeous. Just shows off the riveting so nicely. Look. Beautiful, isn't it? Stunning job, Gibbo. Absolutely wonderful. And here we are, above the jungles of Suriname, formerly Dutch Guiana. Annalisa, hey, how are you doing? Lovely to see you. This is the special reveal. It's the Gibbo Island Mooney that he promised he would do for me last week, and he's done a wonderful job. It's just absolutely super. And I'm so pleased, so very pleased, you can't believe. Well, you can probably see from my face, I'm really, really, really pleased with it. Oh, Murph, that's brilliant. Thank you. Yeah, we're looking forward to you trying it out on your laptop and see if it works. If not, do you know what? You might be a good candidate for Simwings, Annalisa. Get you ladies flying. then people can come join me. Yeah, your Mooney looks fantastic in it as well, Two-Tone. You see how the livery changes its appearance as you get into clouds and the sun, and oh, it's just glorious. Welcome back, Captain Arash. I hope you had a good breakfast. Victor Secrets, welcome. Yeah, anyone's welcome to join, whether it's in 2D or VR. Everyone's more than welcome. So, Captain Arash, we've changed the weather a little bit now because it cleared up on them, but I'm running the WPP Big and Bold weather preset by SoFly. Been able to get a bit of a show off on the livery when the sun shines on us. Hopefully we'll get through this big bit of cloud and then we can show it off again. But it's just glorious. It's if you ever want a copy and you fly the Mooney, it's available as a download over on twotonemurphy.com. In the download section, you'll see the Amelia Earhart Memorial Flight Livery. So for you didn't know, Annalisa won a copy of the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 Premium Deluxe Edition yesterday as a winner on the 4 Streamers show, which was brilliant. Oh, of course, America, your clocks have gone forward, haven't they? So it's 4 hours for Eastern now. We don't change till next week. And none of us like losing hours. Big and Bold's not letting us see very much either, is it? She didn't have too much trouble seeing stuff. Let's try that. So I've changed it to mid-level clouds, so that we can see the jungle and show off the paint job, which looks fantastic. It totally wasn't rigged. So where are we doing? How are we doing? We are in a little bit. We'll be heading out over the sea, and we'll pass Georgetown to our right. Shuffle Shoes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. Oh, Victor, my in-game name is Ali Katz. That's this. This is mine. Must put that on a button. So it's Ali Katz is my in-game name. We are approximately 254 miles northwest of Suriname. The nearest airport right now, we've just passed Sierra Yankee Alpha Romeo Anna Regina Airport. So we've just passed SYAR. Or SYMR is closer, I guess. What's going on with this temperature? Do you know what? That's not working, isn't it? It's June. It's going to be minus 21 in Suriname. Crackers. Someone left the freezer door open, definitely. It's like, what? It's June, 2nd of June in South America. We're not that far down. We're not quite across the equator yet. So it's not, no, so it's still, yeah. It's beginning of summer, right? Shouldn't be minus 21. North Europe, Victor Secrets. We have a server command as well, so if you use that, it will tell us which one. It should be at the bottom. Oh, it's right on the top of the downloads page, so pick that, copy that, and put that. It should find it right at the top of the page. Yeah, it's good. So we're 246 miles. Need to change my tank. Good, thank you, Super Typhon. Everything's, well, everything was in the green. Obviously, I've changed the temperature now, so need to change that. Yep. Bring that down to about 14. Oh, come on, lean. Come on, a little bit more. That'll do. So guys, I'm doing about 145 at the minute now, just because I've changed the weather settings a little bit. We've got a bit of a headwind. So I'm doing 145, indicated 170 ground speed. Yeah, sorry, it's all the downloads and everything all on the website, Splasher. That's where we put all the flight plans for Two-Tone Murphy's streams, etc. So we can see the Atlantic coast off to our left. We've got Floydrix flying alongside me. Let's have a look behind the guys. So we've got Papa Joe B. I'm skimming over the top of Papa Joe B. So Floyd there. Papa Joe B just below me. Coming up to my 6 catback. See you later, Vampire Randy, Tarnish, Stairway Bacon, Dangerous Brian, Two-Tone Murphy, Gibbo, Kazaki Flyer, Steve Solo. There's a couple of you all flying together, I can't quite see you. So I do have affiliate now, and I have a friend working on some Amelia emotes, yeah. At the moment I can only use one, so he's not quite finished yet, but hopefully soon I'll have more. We've certainly got some badges, so I've done some badges. They're not Amelia badges yet, but they're flight related, and I may change them to Amelia ones, so I might pick her aircraft actually. I can include the Pitcairn, I can include the Vega B and the plane she learnt in. Yes, I could do that. That would be quite cool. Yeah, it would be good. Just a matter of getting them created, really. One of the chaps at work is helping me with it in his spare time. Look at the shine on the bird. She's gorgeous. That's actually really good as well, Annalise. Shane Spiral from my past. Yeah. So normally you'd use that to adjust your outside temperature. So obviously outside temperature has an impact on the plane's ability to fly. So you'll notice we slowed down because we've changed the temperature settings, and when we went to big bowls it spread up because of the temperature. So it's a little bit like setting your barometer. So as you see, I'm just moving it a little bit, changes the bar. So it get it back to where it was at 2. Well, there was a little bit of self-interest in rescheduling because it meant I could join in. But yeah, these guys have been streaming for so long. I'm just a baby streamer, and I don't want to encroach on anyone's time where they've set themselves. So, I'm quite happy with a Saturday slot because generally no one streams on a Saturday. So moving back next week when I've got a very long flight will be really helpful. But yeah, it was fantastic last night. I didn't know if I was going to make it. I really felt really quite bad in the afternoon. Queen of the Skies now, huh? But, So, it's like tonight, I just made sure that we'd be done in time for Colonel Fork's stream. It gives me the opportunity to fly even more as well. So I like to fly with Colonel Fork. It's been a bit odd in the week, this last week, because I was really busy at work. So it interrupted me a few times, and then my head aches. So, we're a pain. But I'm certainly feeling better now. Yeah, well, I woke up at 5 o'clock and what did I do then? I woke up about 5 o'clock and felt really rough, so got up, took some more painkillers, sat on the sofa so I didn't disturb everybody, and sat and watched some streams. Watched Arctic Tern fly in Venezuela this morning, which was great. Popped in Sea Oz Flight Simmer, so it was quite nice getting up early. Okay, 35 on the right, 39 on the left. So good. Speed 147 and a half. So we're looking at the scenery below. Quite different. Very nice stairway to Vegas. So we're seeing a lot more forest than we did when we got to Venezuela, that was for sure. We'll be heading out over the Atlantic just north of Georgetown. So make sure you're all taking a break, guys. Stretch those leggies and those arms. Do a Sperry, Lawrence Sperry, arms in the air, shaking them around as you're demonstrating how your auto gyro pilot works. I'm sure they'll find a way to somehow license streaming at some point, Annalisa. You know, having spent my 12 years of my early career working in taxation. The outside temperature is found here on the top left-hand bottom digital display. Underneath your fuel flare. So everything's good, everything's in the green. Look at the shine on the wings as the clouds go past. Gibbo, you've done a fantastic... You've totally done me proud. Thank you. Look at that as the clouds go over as well. Oh. So it's the National Park of the Orinoco Delta. So obviously the Orinoco River's down here. Totally true. Never any silly questions. I certainly learned that at work. No problem, Gibbo. Thank you so much for joining in and flying along with us. Thank you so much again for the wonderful livery, which I'm totally delighted with. So there we go, we've got the guys behind us. So enjoy your Mother's Day afternoon and enjoy yourself, and I'll catch you later. Take care, Gibbo. Thank you so much. Steve, say hello. Green Smoke 420 HD. Formation flying, guys, you're just so good these days. I found myself in several groups yesterday flying around because people kept disappearing, so I just kept following the nameplates I could fly. But you guys were just killing it, absolutely killing it with the formation flying and the aerobatics and everything. Super. I love my new livery. Isn't it lush? I'm lucky because in our family, no one really does anything with Mother's Day. So it's all like, you say, well, get you something for Mother's Day, and it's like, nope. Don't want to waste your money on that, and they've been doing it forever, so we don't bother. Yes, North Europe's the Splasher 6. We're about 209 northwest of Kilo Echo Tango India Lima waypoint. Closest airport will be probably Georgetown now. Oh, that might be shot. Oh, is it shot? No, it's not. So I can hardly read it though. Map. Sierra Yankee Echo Charlie. we're northwest of that. No problem, Captain Arash. Take care. Thank you so much for joining us and watching. I shall catch you on your stream tomorrow. I don't know why, but I always thought this area of South America would be more hilly than it is.
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
No, Siri. Bloody watch. Because I keep catching it on my wrist. But Siri has got completely annoying of late. She used to not react at all on the watch, and then the last update or so, she's just incredibly annoying. So I'm to the point where I'll turn it off. I hope she's enjoying sitting in a fluffy dressing gown. Hey Belbro, lovely to see you. Thank you for rambling in. Of course, the other one is she who shall not be named, beginning with A and an L. She tends to go off quite a bit. But at least she's more intelligent than Siri, for God's sake. Check my tanks. Still good. I'm not particularly paranoid because we're you know, one of the most surveillance societies in the world. So there's nothing. I'm not interested enough for anyone to really want anything from me. I hope everyone had some tasty beverages at breakfast. There's Draco. You've caught up with us. I used to be paranoid, but then I started working in software. So I know how we're all followed and tracked. Look at that. That's incredible, guys. Rental super mode, or super rental mode. So we're about to head out over the Atlantic a little bit as we cut the corner across past Georgetown and the Orinoco Delta. Welcome, Victor's Secret. Quite a few of you flying along with me today, so it's quite hard to see who's who. Super glinting machine. She's so pretty. And that lovely metallic red. Okay, so there's the Delta as we cross over. So what are we doing speed-wise now? We're doing still around 145 indicated and 171 ground speed, tracking 133 degrees, 8,000 feet, and everything's in the green, just. And fuel flow is very good, 11.6. So 1 gallon till change tank, and we're approximately 1 hour and 5 minutes from our first waypoint, which is basically a directional waypoint I picked on the map, and then that will take us to around 114 degrees, and then we'll swing it into 110 degrees for a straight in approach to runway 11, which is 110 degrees. Brain had to think about that. There's no fancy nav aids at this airport, so it literally has no procedures, no arrivals, nothing. Visual all the way. Scotland 736. I've just seen your Discord message. Oh my word. I might have to have a sneak peek of that. So someone's managed to import the Lockheed Electra 10 from FSX using the importer. Propellers don't quite work yet, but I shall have a look at that. Thank you. It's even got the Sperry. Lovely. So, where did we get to? So, we cut corners when we sighted Georgetown in British Guyana. So it's British Guyana, this part. We were well out to sea, which we are, cutting the corner. But even so, we could distinguish the neat irrigated fields around the settlement and along the coast between the two Guyanas, British and Dutch, which was a wide muddy delta which flowed into the river Nickerere. Indeed, the entire coastal region around abounds with sprawling jungle waterways, most of them connected to each other by cross streams, which we can absolutely see as we go across, so you can see all the deltas and everything there. And Georgetown is over off our east swing, just past the main delta. So yeah, Georgetown's down just over here. So it's just off to our 2 o'clock as we look out. So just over beyond here. It's Georgetown. Kingsman 9965. Good afternoon. Welcome from the Batoon. I hope you're having a goodish day. Ben McClure has rambled in as well. Hey Ben, how are you doing? I hope you're having a great day too. We are about an hour out from our destination, or about an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 10, 15 I guess. My estimation has been screwed up a little bit by speed because we kept changing the weather. We are on our way from Maturin in Venezuela to Paramaribo in Suriname, which was Dutch Guyana at the time. And we have a whole load of support with me today. Escorts and fireflies and Murph and Stairway to Bacon. We've got Zero, he's going the other way. Goblin Zeus, Kazaki Flyer, Two-Tone Murphy, See You Later, Red Pirate Randy, Bible Strike, Dangerous Brian, Floyd Drixby, Draco, Green Smoke, Steve Solo. And they're amazing aerobatics. Catbat9 is with us. And we're sporting the brand new Gibbo Island designed Electra livery for the Mooney M20 Ovation. Viper Strike, yeah, little nav map is great. It's really good. So the livery is available to download on twotonemurphy.com. Certainly does. I mean, look at it. She's a beauty. And all inspired from the original Electra. So this is what we based it off and Gibbo worked on. So this is the Electra 10 that was used in the film Amelia. So you can see where the inspiration for the design came from with the red leading edges. And then there's the aluminium frame. Incredible, aren't they, Annalisa? Jefferson, with all the time and effort he does working on his sceneries, you know, there's a lot of work that goes into all of it. You know, Murph spends ages researching his routes and the information he comes up with working with his two-tone. Colonel Falk and his streams and the information he talks about when we're flying. You know, mine's not as detailed, but we're at least, I'm trying to reproduce the weather, talk about her diaries, find as much historical picture references as I can find. Oh, of course, yeah, my map planning. I'm yakking again. So 35 and 35. Change tank to right tank. It is looking a bit stormy out there. We'll change it to a few clouds in a bit. As we pass Georgetown over there. Yeah, we found something very special in the flight sim community. Nice. So the largest city in Guyana. Very nice. So we're heading for Paramaribo, and based on Amelia's own writings when she got there, back in 1937, Paramaribo had a population of around 100,000, and I thought, well, do you know? Well, was that lightning or someone's? Because it certainly didn't thunder and lightning on. Anyway, so it had 100,000 population, and I was looking at it, and it's only got 262,000 population today. So I thought, after all this time, it might be a massive sprawling metropolis, but no, it's not. So VR does make this game. I mean, we've got an Oculus Quest 2 at the moment, and it's good. It's really good. I really like it. But because I liked it so much, and it's not mine, I keep stealing it from my partner. I've ordered an HB Reverb G2, which I managed to get in while they were still taking orders for a limited supply that's coming in this week. So hopefully I will have that this week. And so I should get it, whether I get it this week or next, I will definitely have a G2 Reverb. So I love flying in VR. It's really well done in this game. The Mooney particularly is a great cockpit. And the Piper Arrow 3 from Just Flight is an incredibly good incredibly good 3D cockpit for VR. Thank you, Red Pilot Randy. That's really kind. So next week's flight will probably start a little bit earlier because it's a 10-hour monster. If I start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm not going to be finished before midnight. And I have work the next day, so... Oh, no, I don't. But I will probably be shattered the next day. So I'm probably going to start around 10 a.m. Zulu next Saturday. Because it's a long old flight. And we're going all the way from Paramaribo in Suriname all the way down to Fortaleza in Brazil. Isn't it beautiful, Kingsman? Gibbo Island did it for us. And it's available to download for free on twotonemurphy.com on the downloads page. Next week's flight is around about 1,400 miles. So it's going to take a little while, but they start getting bigger now. When I say they get bigger, there's a little hop between Fortaleza and Natal, which is about 100 miles, which I'll do midweek after work one day. I'll just hop on and do that quick flight. Yeah, it's about 9 hours flight time, yeah. So it's, and that's, then it's 103 miles to Natal. And then the Saturday after is the Atlantic crossing, which is close on 2,000. So I reckon that's going to take me about 13 hours to cross from Natal to Senegal. It's going to be an odd flight though, because it's all night. They took off at 4:30 in the morning, and it was night pretty much all the way until just before they landed. And it was the most appalling night. So they literally had driving rain pretty much all flight. So we're going to be flying through that. So not only is it going to be dark, it's going to be pouring in rain, cloudy, murk for around about 13 hours. So it's not going to be much to see. So hopefully I can keep everybody entertained as we're doing that one. Yeah, I'm so pleased that she's won that, because I want Annalisa as my wing lady. And then when Mrs. Two-Tone's got her rig, we can start flying, start the women's air arm. Yeah, sadly the Just Flight 1 is more expensive. They are different aircraft. The one's a later variant of the Piper Arrow. The Just Flight 1 is sublime. Honestly, it's so good. Yeah. And the guys versus the girls. Do you know what we'll have to do? We'll probably have to, be really good. Get all the Wacos out and the girls flying. We could actually do, it's not like an endurance, but we could do, perhaps we could reenact some of the old air derbies. We'd have a race over several legs. That might be quite cool. Well, I think we'll come up with one for the women's flight arm. The two-tone reds. Yeah, I think we'll start with the Waco first. Those extras are a handful. Well, we'll soon have you out of a keyboard and mouse, Amelia. Oh, well, as soon as my Bravos and stuff come, I'll have some spare kit. 33 and 35, everything's in the green. We are doing 145, 171 ground, 140 nautical, 49 minutes till the first ETE. Sorry about that, Brad Pilot Randy. I thought I'd set it to like 15 emotes. I don't know why it's done that. They don't have to get a bit overzealous, don't they, these bots. So, come on, that's a bit gloomy and cloudy. We're going to change, guys. Let's make it nice. Let's do a few clouds, and we'll bobble. Let's bring some sun. So I think the game thinks, even though I've set it to June, that we're in March. Are you flying along with me? Look at you guys. You cat bat, Velcro. Nice. Those blues. And how the shadow of the clouds change the colour of the ocean, which is interesting because Howland Island is a blue-green atoll, and with all the clouds around on the fateful day that they took off from Leh, the shadows could have quite easily misled them to think it was an atoll. So about 44 minutes till we get to Keat Hill, and then it will be a little short hop. So the airport we're heading forward, we need to yank more camp and some of the Dutch team in, because I'm going to get this wrong. Zorg en Hoop Airport, Paramaribo, Suriname. It's 10 feet elevation, 2 runways, 11 and 29, but 11 is the one they always prefer. So we'll be using that one, and literally only has a VHF airport radio, and that's it. It's a good job we'll have some sun to land in, because I don't think it's lit either. Something you can try, Annalisa, is actually, if it's running hot, just actually get a laptop stand with fans in, and that can cool laptops down quite a bit. It can be relatively inexpensive as well. So we've been flying quite a while, guys. Stretch your legs, take a break, have a drink. Uh, 32 on the right, 35 on the left. I must confess to being spoiled. I've got a lovely Razer gaming laptop, which I bought so I could travel and game, and then I lost my job, so don't travel anymore. So it's now very nice, and I can use it sitting in the lounge or in bed, but it doesn't get really used for what it needs to have. Oh, tanks, guys. Tanks. Draco, Velcro, Catback, Green Smoke 428, B, Kazaki Flyer, Corey Drinks, Thanks Brian, Druid Zeus, Mrs. Goblin Zeus, Stairway to Bacon, see you later, Brad Pilot, Randy, Steve Solo. Thank you all very much, guys, and Viper Strike. Thanks so much for joining along and flying with me on this mad journey of mine. It's lovely to have you all here. Thank you for the follows and the awesome generosity of Catback. It's really kind. Small confession to make. My wallet or purse ran away. After everything, because I'm sat here this morning going, well, do you know what? I probably need a hardware mixer now. Because this software one of mine is driving me crackers. The version of Kelfor, good morning. How are you doing? I hope you managed to get some sleep, because you were up early when I got up this morning. And I hope you've had breakfast, or at least some coffee. So we're about 111 miles out from Keatil, which is a waypoint that will sort of line us up with Paramaribo. We're 31 on the right, 35 on the left, so 1 gallon to change, everything's in the green. Doing just shy of 150 and 174 on the ground. I told my partner I bought it after I bought it. And then I bought a Stream Deck. And now I'm going, oh, perhaps I need a mixer. Certainly is. Well, she always goes, well, you've got money. It's like, well, yeah. So I can spend it all. But we're saving for a Tesla. She keeps going, that's like 1/5 of a Tesla. Or 10% of a Tesla. Take care, guys, if you're disappearing. But Steve Solo and Green Smoke, you've been absolute stars with your aerobatics this afternoon. Fantastic. They're getting so good, Murph. So good. 35 and 131. Everything's still good, all in the green. Let's give my other half a gamer and likes technology as well, otherwise I'd be well shot. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed yourselves. I certainly enjoyed watching your flying. It was super, and we got some nice video of it, so I'll probably do some clips of it for you. That was really good. Thanks, guys. Take care and have a great rest of your day. Yeah, the gang is all here. It's great. Okay, 30 on the right, changing to left tank. Okay, 98.8 miles till Keto, 34 minutes BTE. The fascinating place is Colonel. I mean, been to Vegas, and I work for an online casino company. It's not necessarily a scam, but it's easy to lose your money. So, you know, all of the games, they're all regulated and audited. And the companies that run the sites or the apps, it's all, you know, out of their control. They can't determine who wins or doesn't. But of course, because there's, you know, the return to player is what, 95%? So in 5% of every dollar spent, the casino wins. But it's actually quite high in the favour of the player, but then you've got to work out that a lot of players play. So, you know, it's complete and utterly luck. You could be successful all the time, or you could never be successful at all. You've got to, and that's the big thing, right? So I'm not going to promote it, but sensible. it's all about understanding that you can't spend what you don't have or shouldn't. So when we went to Vegas, we had a pot of money, and we said if we'll bet it, if we lose it, we lose it, but we weren't going to bet any more. So, I mean, someone on one of our games, about November time, bet 100 quid on a single spin and walked away with 1.8 million. So they can do it. They can do it. Correct, Bort Panda. It's of all games played, 95% make a return to player, but it doesn't say or mean that the return is exactly what they spent or more. So you could spend £1, you can get a payout, but it might only be 50p. That's all going to change in the UK. Can't say you've won if you win less than you bet. So hopefully that will dissuade people. So 34:30, 29 minutes out in my shiny new livery. Yes, see you later, pretty much. So we'll go into Keytil, and then that'll be a 113, and then that will pretty much take us to the airport. The runway is runway 11, so it's 110 degrees. So pretty much straight in. Nearest down here. So this is Keytil down here. And then that will take us in pretty much all the way. So about 15 miles out we'll start coming down. We're a little bit off course, but not far. Oh, yeah. I think the only one I know in Newcastle is Aspers. They got a pen. Well, they got Summit. I've never won anything. Well, Laura won something. I mean, I think we put like $20 in and won 100 when we were in Vegas, and then we lost it all. We had an afternoon on the cocktails, and then went gambling, which was completely the wrong thing to do, because we didn't care if we lost at that point. Was it the Botanist? Did it have a big domed roof? Near Gray's Monument. Because if you do come back to Newcastle, go to the Botanist. It's pretty cool. and you can actually go all the way up to the top, and then you can have a really good view over Newcastle and Grey Street. That said, we've got tons of really nice bars in Newcastle, some pretty dodgy ones as well. Bad Dog, hey, how are you doing? Lovely to see you. I hope you're having a great weekend and enjoyed the 4-streamer special last night. Sports bars. Don't know. I shall have to have a look, Murph. But there's some good restaurants in Newcastle. So one of my favourites is Peace and Loaf up in Jesmond, and that is incredible. So if you like, it's fancy and it's experimental, but not quite Heston Blumenthal experimental. But for example, one of their starters was called breakfast on toast, and it was like a crisp bread, and it had like 4 dots which were pureed on top, and there was a white one, a yellow one, a red one, and a grey one. And the idea was that you put, so it's an amuse-bouche, so you shove it in your gob and bite into it, and it literally was the taste of a breakfast in pureed form. And as it all merged together in your mouth, it was like eating a full English breakfast. That was so good. I could have eaten loads of them rather than just being a little sort of micro starter. But they do your standard courses, your starter, main, puddings. But between each course, they come out with something new for you to try. Yes, you do in Vegas, but the big thing is to remember to tip the server. No tipping the server means they don't come around so often. But yeah, don't buy drinks in Vegas. Just go and sit and play like penny slots or something. $30 on the right, 33 on the left, 23.05. 67 nautical. It's a long old leg, this, but not as long as next week. I'm gonna need a balloon, like a big blow-up cushion to sit on, I think, next week. Well, I didn't die yesterday. I actually managed 2 landings where I didn't go careering off into some bush or something. So I was quite pleased about that. Oh, July in Vegas, that'd be nice and toasty. Last time I went was end of May 2019. Oh, it was brilliant. It was my other half's 50th birthday, and I arranged, the Vegas stuff that you can do, the helicopter rides to the Grand Canyon, where we landed in the canyon and had breakfast and champagne and stuff. That was quite nice. And then we went on Hoover Dam trips and all sorts of stuff. Went to see shows, did lots of walking. And yeah, it was way better than she ever it thought it was going to be. So we want to go back, and Bort Panda is in the chat today. It's our housemate, and we want to go take her out as well. That'd be a laugh. I think if I was like 30 years younger, I'd have had a much better time. But it's still a great place. Fantastic night last night. And here we are all again, flying again. always an excuse to fly, right? And I know Skydive Man's probably gone now, but thank you for the follow. I don't know why it doesn't bingle up at me. I mean, because if I press my follow, it should go bingle. See that? No, it doesn't bingle. Why are you not bingling? Is it because you don't go through? I'm just going to test them it. Yeah, there should be sound. Yeah, I think I might need to, because it's just not doing it. It should go and bingle. Because the sound's all on and everything. How strange. I will go and have a look, and because the thing is, it plays if I'm test. If I'm not live, it works. Yeah, it certainly is a party place at weekends. It's much busier. Oh, and we went shooting machine guns. So we went to Machine Guns Vegas and shot machine guns, which was brilliant. I've been several times now because I've been to Vegas for conferences. But yeah, Laura's never shot a gun, so we dragged her along, and she loved it. Absolutely loved it. And it was funny because we booked the holiday, and then we said we were going, and then a friend of mine who I haven't seen for years, she said, well, when are you going? And I went, this day. And she went, oh my god, we're turning up on this date, which was only a few days after we got there. She was going out to get married, so we all met up with her and everything, and got blammo on cocktails. North Europe, Kingsman. So they should all work. We should have the server command works, route works, plane works, I think. Or should do. Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool to go to. Flight Sim Expo. So I'm a Final Fantasy XIV RPG geek, and started going to their fan fests, and they're brilliant. So I've never been to a Flight Sim Expo. Might need to go and do one of those now. Add that to my bucket list. And that would be excellent. Vegas and Flight Sim. The ICO code that we're actually... Jay Winokur, welcome. Good morning to you. I hope you had a good Saturday and a stream last night. And great to see you today. Thank you for coming in. The closest airport to us now, I guess, is Totnes, Sierra Mike Charlie Oscar, as we're headed towards Sierra Mike Zulu Oscar, and we're approximately so that's probably 11 nautical from there, so we're about 50 odd miles away. Yeah, of course, the daylight savings has kicked in for America. We don't have that luxury till next week. Another good reason for me not to be flying at midnight, because I'll then lose an hour. So, for those that are joining, I did show a few things earlier on in the which was Amelia and Fred watching the aircraft be refueled at Carapito, which was the airport that we couldn't land at because it's no longer there. And then we had Amelia standing in the cockpit with the hatch open, with a guy from Standard Oil was going to do the oiling, and then obviously the Electra leaving Carapito, and we have a little one at the end, which is obviously an arrival photo. There's the coast over there. You can actually see some of it now. 31 and 30. Everything's still in the green. Let's just change that manifold a little bit and drop the RPM. There we go. Bring that down closer to 1400. I think my problem in the Spitfire is I'm a little bit too heavy-handed on the feet. But I think that the rudders, the SciTech ones, have become incredibly sensitive since the last update. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm finding myself wobbling a ton more than I would normally do. Although because I knew about it today, today's takeoff was quite good. All the support we've had pretty much all the way has been great. I'm looking forward to some more flying tonight with Colonel Fort. Okay, Colonel Fort, enjoy your breakfast. Catch you in a little bit. Not too far away now, as we're coming in to cross the coast. Certainly got land off the nose. So, yeah, next week's Stairway to Bacon is one of the long hauls, so it's over 10 hours, probably near 10 and a half, where we fly from Paramaribo and to Fortaleza in Brazil. And then it's a short hop from Fortaleza to Natal, which I'll do one evening so that we're ready, and then next Saturday, the Saturday after, we'll be doing the cross-Atlantic trip, which is 2,000 miles approx. Hey Diedrich RSA, lovely to see you. Oh, I'm sorry about that. We're not far away from our destination now. About 10 minutes from the Keytil waypoint, and then we'll change direction from 135 to around about 113, and then we'll change to 110, and then come straight in to runway 11. That's Sierra Mike Zulu Oscar in Paramaribo in Suriname. .30 and 30, change tank. Land ahoy. So yeah, next week's a long leg. It's the longest one that we'll have done so far. Enjoy your pizza, Steve Solo. Thank you so much for flying along, and some fantastic flying, guys. That's really good. I really enjoyed that. I will catch you later. So unusually, I have some stuff that was from Fred, and he said the flight from Carapito to Paramaribo was tremendously interesting. Instead of following the coastline as Pan American seaplanes do, we cut across the dense jungle. However, it was so thick, the cloud, that for hundreds of miles all we could see was a bit of broken treetop every now and again, broken by an occasional river. Not many of his notes were actually published. There are a few. I mean, I doubt we'll be able to do this bit, which is our instructions. So soon we saw the river Suriname Silver Streak meandering to the coast, a wide tidal stream, floating green islands and small plants. 12 miles from its mouth is Paramaribo, capital of Dutch Guiana, and 25 miles further inland the airport. Our instructions were to follow a narrow gauge railroad track, which they apparently flew really low and followed all the curves. But I don't think it exists now, so. So they had a decent airport to come into, and unusually, or not, I guess. They set a bonfire off as they were coming in so that they could show them which way the wind was blowing, even though there was an orange windsock. And then they had guides with white flags that were basically on each side. So instead of white flashing lights at the end of the runway, you had people waving flags. So from Carapito to this part of the journey, she started playing a game when she landed at towns, because in America you've got lots of different nationalities, skins and eye color, predominantly in South America. A lot of people have brown eyes, so she had a game which was basically spot the blue eye, and she used to do that when she landed and went around the towns and have a look, and she started doing it predominantly at Fortaleza, Paramaribo, and carried it on from then on at Fortaleza. So okay, we're about 5 minutes to Keytil, so we can when we cross over the land, we'll probably go down to about 4,000 feet. Get a look at the land as we get down there. Yes, Diedrich, I've been streaming. Oh no, don't do that to me. You have. CTD, guys. Oh, damn it. So what were you this time? Yeah, CTD. So yeah, I was going to say, I've been streaming all this time. Hopefully you can hear me okay, and thank you so much for this morning to helping. So I'm going to have to try and spawn in on people. Oh, such a nightmare, isn't it? Certainly does. So, what were you? While everything's loading back up again, I'll go and have a look. Error. Huh. VC runtime 140.dll. And the faulting path is the libraries, but the faulting package is Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yep. It must be scenery, right? Because we just got up near the coast. And that's another problem. If you have Windows Spatial Sound turned on, it won't play the game sound in game. It'll do bits of it. But if you turn that off, it then doesn't play in-game sound. Yeah. Well, where can I pick up? Actually, do you know what? I can pick up at Totnes, SMCO. I don't really want to go too close. Actually, I'll spawn in you guys. Should let me, right? Well, I'll be right back. I think it's done it pretty much now. Don't think we had one last week. We pretty much had one every week. And nothing is overwhelmed, you know? It's crazy. So I had about 30 and 30, didn't I? There you all are, so... I could, but I'll just spawn in with you guys. It's about 10 miles out from that. So if you guys are still flying, I will be with you momentarily. Hopefully everything's set still. Feet on the rudders just in case it all goes crazy. Of course, everything's not started, has it? So where am I? I see Stairway to Bacon, Majesty. I'm slightly off to the east. But I see you guys out there. I see Draco, Bellbro, Sarolator, Viper, Strike. So I'm coming in from behind you, so I'm going to take her down to about 4,000. Yep, I can see you all. Just give me a moment while I just get myself sorted out. Get myself back on course in a bit. A bit firewall-y, so let's... Let's just check which tank I'm on. Left tank, okay, so 5 gallons for that. So, I see Stairway to Bacon out on the left, Majesty 88, and everyone else is ahead of me. 2 demos behind me, as is Goblin Zeus. Not quite firewalling it, but I'm doing about 165. Yeah, it so the world is made up of squares, and those squares have boundaries, and they're different server boundaries. So you go across one and you seem to disappear, and it's when people then catch up and go over into that same server segment that you're in that you get seen, and that's why you see it all sync up. World of Warcraft is a very similar game in that it's a supposed seamless game, but it's not. Sometimes, so shards can mean independent parts of the server, so it can be a completely distinctive separate one that has no borders that you can cross. So I'm just going to take it off autopilot for a bit, well, nav mode. I'm going to just swing over so I can get myself towards Keitel. So just make sure my heading mode is all aligned. And then we'll just make sure you're at 110 as well. And then I'm going to change to heading mode and change over to intersect for Keitel. Did you get a CTD, Dangerous Brian? That's crazy. I'll follow you all guys in. It's really dreadful. I hope that wasn't me spawning in on you, Brian. And there's all those irrigated fields that she talked about. Well, I thought I was very well behaved and there were no blue words. Okay, so I'm about to start changing to 118. Next patch is going to make this easier to do this. I'll do 120. So we can change by 1 degree at a time. It's going to be great. Well, I get around about 50 to 60 megabits per second. Okay, I think I'm a little bit better on course now. So Kaitor's behind me. So we're now closing in on a top of descent. We'll get down to 2000. So it's interesting. What happens for me is I get a slight crackle of sound. It's like, then it pauses and then gone. But no error messages come up from anything. No AMD warning, no program crash, nothing. It's just so ungraceful how it crashes. So what would really be good is if the Microsoft Flight Sim crashes, that it should generate an error log. Because it knows it's crashed. Yeah, but it's rare though, Draco, right? I don't get that all the time. Yes, it does. Yeah, I've had it non-streaming. So it's not because I'm streaming. I've got 64 gig of RAM in this thing. It's a 6800 XT graphics card. I've got a Ryzen 7 3700X. All pretty new. An X570 motherboard. Yeah, I think that's the difference, isn't it, between Stream and the Microsoft one, is that you can pretty much just restart it. So if I look at if I go full time, so right now my GPU's only using 70%, my CPU's at 43%, RAM is at 39%, so it's hardly thrashing it. Temperatures are low. Current temperature 66 degrees. Junctions 78. It's nothing. GPU right now, because I'm slightly off screen, was about 37. Alright, so let's get her down to 2000. Oops. As we start to prepare for landing. So 28 on the right, left. Yeah, the 5700 XT does, yeah. It's about 15 nautical out. I'm going to change now to about 120. 110. Let's just chuck it back on there. Actually, no, wrong button. Heading. Change that to 110. Need to get out of this cloud to see where we're at. So we're going to cross. So we're following this now, and then that will cross and straighten. So that's this part here. Weird, huh? Okay, Viper Strike, cool. Those dogs are outside across the street and my microphone's still picking it up. Threw me off my stride a little bit. That's probably the runway there. But... You're all down. You're all landed. Okay. The scenery's still not quite loaded that runway. Is that it? I guess. Is that really? Guess it must be. Okay, right. I'm way too high, so I'm going to cross midfield and then come around. Completely threw off my approach. So are you okay, Brian? This is where I need my VR. Okay, so nose up a little bit. Okay. So let's get the parallel with that. I can see you all coming in. It's quite a hard runway to see that one. No lights, no nothing. We need someone out with the bonfire and the flags. Oh, sausage links. Okay, let's get that way to 45 behind me. Landing lights, come on. I'll cut in behind you guys so that I don't interrupt your approach. high day. Okay, it's a bit of a crosswind. Very hard landing, Christ almighty. Very awful. Very, very, very bad. It's a very short runway, it caught me out. Christ, that was terrible. Anyway, need to repair my undercarriage. Christ. Should have forward slipped it, really. It's just a Navy landing. Yeah. Right. Well, just waiting for, I think we've got Murph behind us to do a nice, and Druid to do a nice gentle landing. Oh, Murphy's flown around. And here's Druid. Welcome, Druid. Welcome to Paramaribo. I know, but that was awful. I mean, I normally can land this on a penny. But that was not very good. I should have forward slipped it really and slowed it down. There's a two-toner still in the air. Well, I might as well, while I'm here, just start tidying her up. Make sure those are off before I pull the engine out. And then do a continue. See, look, it's counted 21 minutes of my flight after 3 hours odd. Nasty game. We're waiting for some dramatic effect landing. It's quite hard when there's no pappies and there's definitely no entrance lights, because you know what, you can often gauge where you are because of them. See, he's going to do it perfect. You watch, he's not going to bounce like me. And ignore the car driving along at you. God. Nice landing, Murphy, as always. Nice one, guys. That van on the runway. So we've arrived in Paramaribo after 3 and a bit hours, and on that day Amelia was greeted by the consul on her arrival into Paramaribo with Fred, and they had a soldier guard welcoming them, and then they were escorted away after refueling the aircraft and had a dinner at the consulate. Thank you, Pilot Randy. I mean, my landing was just dreadful. So thanks you again, everybody, for coming along today and watching my rubbish landing at the end, which had completely threw me because of that CTD coming over land. Never mind. We made it. Thank you so much, all of you, for flying along and the fantastic flying, the generous gifting of savages by Catbat. Thank you all so much for the extra follows we've had. And next week, 10 hours. 10 hours in the air, guys, to Fortaleza. So I'm glad that you're all along to join. You've also seen the wonderful new livery, the Electra-inspired livery, which is now available to download on twotomurphy.com in the download section. So please go and grab a copy, and then we can shine the skies next week. So thanks again for all your wonderful support, and it means the world to me, you guys joining in on a Sunday. And next week we're back at Saturday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Actually, Saturday, 10 o'clock in the morning I'm probably going to start, because it's a 10-hour flight. So catch you all next week. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you all probably on Colonel Falk's flight tonight, and on Murphy's tomorrow. So with that, take care everybody. Thank you so much for coming along, and we'll catch you soon. Take care.
Was this in the Amelia? I really look like a big client, legit, like, you know, red eyes and everything. Keyboard is just a legend, and you know, like, Tin Man as being a champion, less grumpy than usual. No, please, no, I don't want to. Okay, so I know, let's see, 1-1. Bush flying top flying. Yes, level ones, okay. You and ABC practice comment close second, and formation practice sec. A lot of streamers have done this week, so this is a very good match. So we'll do that somehow.